Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Thursday, December 12th. I keep reminding you guys, don't forget to get your Christmas shopping done. Don't wait till the 24th and then start running around with your chicken, like a chicken with their head off, right? That's what I normally do. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? Well, I thought, because I know we all encounter them, and if you haven't, you will. And that is the customer from hell. And today we're going to discuss some of those customers from hell and how to approach and how to kind of tone things down, but also how to get rid of them. All right, so stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. If you didn't already know it, my name is Eric, and yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Thursday, the 12th of December, 2024. We're almost to the end of this year into 2025, right? So what are we going to be discussing today? Well, if you haven't already, you will encounter that customer from hell. And if you've been at it as long as I have, you're going to have numerous customers from hell. And the biggest thing that I see that goes wrong is to elevate yourself to where the customer has elevated. I've seen customers scream and holler, and I've also seen customer service and owners scream and holler back. And it kind of defeating the purpose, right? A lot of times, what I've found is with certain customers that are very upset, has nothing to do with you or the job that you did on their lawnmower. They're just having a bad week. Maybe they're fighting with the missus or the mister, or money's tight. Could be numerous things. But usually it's the one that's willing to listen that gets it, right? And of course, I'm a good listener. But the difference between me and the person I just said with customer service and the owner elevating themselves up, I don't. I don't. I let the person go. I listen to what they've said. And then I speak in this tone. And if the person starts hollering again, I'll ask, what are you hollering about? I know I've got hearing aids, but I can hear you loud and clear if you're talking in the same manner that I'm talking. See, what I'm doing is I'm diffusing what's going on. I'm not trying to elevate it to where it's ready to blow the top off. And that you need to develop if you don't already know how. And that is, don't get caught up in the bullshit. Don't. And just be the calm, cool, collective guy or gal. Because there's a lot of you gals that are in small engine repair that are good mechanics. See, that's the difference between Claude and I. Claude will elevate. He won't take any shit from anybody. And he'll give it right back to him. And what I found is when you do that, then it's just back and forth and it just keeps getting, when had he let me just speak, I could have diffused it. Now, at that point, once I've diffused it and things are in a lower tone and we get the misunderstanding or what have you fixed, and yes, I've eaten bills before just to, you have to decide how much is really worth to you, right? And there are customers that are trained. I call them trained because they've found out in the past, the louder they holler, the more of the discount they can get or get it for free. And you'll see that a lot especially like with online buyers and stuff, they're well known for that because they know that a lot of times it's cheaper just to let them have the product than it is to cover the return shipping because you've already got the original shipping involved, right? So now you're that much further in the hole. And they know that, and that's how they use it. But today I'm talking about the customer that comes into your job site. And if you have other customers in your retail space, the best thing you can do is grab that customer and take them outside or take them into the office if you have an office. And just tell them, calm down. We don't need to scream and holler. Like I said, I can hear you just fine. What is the big problem? What is the big issue? And then we'll figure it out from there, right? And like I say, many times when being a good listener, I found it didn't have anything to do with us. But nobody else was willing to listen to him. Those customers, they pay their bill, they come back and apologize, and they continue to be good customers, all right? I'm not going to hold it against the customer if they get upset at times. We all do. We all have bad days, bad weeks, bad months. Look at me, the past month and a half. Sometimes I feel like just screaming, that enough's enough, right? But that's not who I am, and most business people would not want to get rid of me if I was having a bad day, and especially if they know the history of what I just went through, that they would just give me a pass. And that's what I do with my customers. You get a pass. Now, if it's a customer that has been taught how the louder they scream, the more of the discount they can get, you don't want them. I'm telling you right now, honest to God, you do not want them. And good chances are they've already worn out their welcome at all the other shops because of the way they have treated the shop owners and the employees. They've come in there bitching and complaining, and they're not happy until you mark the bill down. Or even better yet, get it for free. And like I say, Claude and I are like total opposites. But where I come in is if I see that taking place, I'll either give them a discount, and at times I've written the bill right off. But when they come back or when they call or show up and they want you to work on something, my response is always, I'm too busy. I don't have time. And you don't want to just bull-faced lie, but you also don't want this customer coming back and doing a repeat and a repeat and a repeat because it's a learned behavior, right? So when you look at customers, you have to decide on the fly. Do I give them the pass, which probably amounts to like 80% of the issues that we've had at the shop? I've given a pass because I found out it had nothing to do with us. Were they wrong in how they came into my shop? Yes. Does two wrongs make a right if I will no longer work on their stuff? No. You have to have an understanding of people and of behaviors and trying to get whatever is going on diffused enough so that you're lowering the heat in the room, right? The temperature. And it's really easy to do. And that is, you are the catalyst. If you come back and you start hollering and screaming about and I've seen this before with Claude, about how well he does his job and don't question him and this and that. It's defeating the purpose. Because now you've raised the temperature in the room and now the customer's getting louder. Whereas my approach, toning it down and trying to find out what is the root of the problem. If it's something that we've done in the shop, okay, and let's say we had a lawnmower come in, we did a complete service on it, the bill was like $200 and some. The customer takes it home, mows once, and for whatever reason, the deck belt burns up and breaks. Now, Claude knows and I know that a deck belt will not just burn up and break. Something had to get caught in those blades to stop those pulleys so that the belt started getting hot and actually started burning on the pulleys. Claude is right when he says it's not our fault. Why should we have to cover it? He's correct. We shouldn't. But if the customer is a good enough customer and he's a regular customer, those are the instances where you say, look, let me get it in, let me get a new belt on, and we'll get you out of here today. That customer, as I try to explain to Claude, will be your best advertiser as well. Yes, you're out the wholesale cost on that belt plus a little bit of your time. But now your customer is thrilled that you're in their corner, and they will tell everybody that they did have a problem, but how quickly you fixed the issue. Those things you have control in. What's going on outside the shop with that individual, whether it's marital problems, work problems, financial problems, you can't fix that. But you can tone it down so that the customer starts to realize that they're actually putting anger and resentment in the wrong area, right? And that's towards us, because we have done nothing wrong to cause the customer to become like that. But like I've said in past videos, is the best thing you can do is the other repair shops that are in the neighborhood around you, you want to partner with them. And I'm dead serious when I tell you that. You know, well, we're arch rivals and we're doing the same thing, and that shop over there, they do shoddy work, and no. One of the first things I did was I was the new kid on the block. And I went around to the established small engine repair shops that had been doing it for years and introduced myself and told them, if there's anything I can do for you. I didn't try selling them on anything other than, if I can help you out, let me know. And as time progressed, because it wasn't overnight, all right? As time progressed, they did need something here or there, and I was there for them. And then we started swapping information. And then we started, if one mechanic was running into a problem, that mechanic could get on the phone with any of the other shop mechanics and ask them, have you seen this before, and what do I do? Now, up to that point of me going around and introducing myself and trying to partner with them, the ones that were established were not communicating with each other because they were like arch rivals. And I'm the type of person that says, look, there's enough customers to take care of all of us. We need to work together. And if we work together, we put more minds together on things that, one may have not seen but the other has, right? But the other thing that you're going to get out of that is you're going to get, when you bring up a name of a customer, you're going to get the established shops that have been there for a while telling you, don't touch them. Stay away from them. We all got burnt by them. And you're going to get burnt as well. So there are a lot of pluses to partnering with the other shops in your area. And the biggest benefit is if one has the parts so that you can get it done today, the job you're working on, then the other shops are more than willing to give us the parts. And I'm just the same way. I mean, I started that because we were doing so much volume online. I was warehousing a lot of stuff, and they did take advantage of that because they could send their guy over quick and get everything they needed out of our bins to keep them going and keep money coming into their shops versus having to wait all week long to the end of the week before putting an order in. And yes, I did let them have it at wholesale price that they were receiving. We had warehouse pricing because we were doing the volume. So we were making money on the parts even with other dealers. But there's a lot of pluses to partnering with your other shops in the area. So it brings us back to, if you haven't had this customer, you will. And for you guys out there that have had those customers, what are your experiences and what would you pass on to the people that are just getting in or have never met one of these customers? I'd be curious to see what you have to say. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. But for the customers from hell, I mean, you can say to them when they bring more crap back and they want you to work on it or they call you that you don't have time. But if they pressure you a little bit, and most of them do, they get exactly where I'm coming from. You're a pain in the ass. You're not happy with our work no matter what we do. So why even bother bringing it to us? We don't have time to deal with customers like you. Sorry, but there's a couple other shops in the area that you're more than welcome to go to, even though you and I both know they won't take your work. Now you're going to have to learn how to fix it yourself. Maybe you can watch YouTube videos. So on that note, guys, you guys have a great Thursday. We'll get to hear bright and early tomorrow morning for another episode of Who Knows. All right.